think the old ones will still work.
Yeah.
For a while. But I mean, when we were getting involved in this, they were gonna do something about getting us an up-to-date chip reader. So I think we gotta stay on that, because otherwise we'll end up paying.
Absolutely.
And then with Cox hitting these two lines, did we do a one call?
Oh, absolutely. We did, yes, we
So
did.
We're not out anything.
No,
That's on
no,
Cox's
in
liability?
fact, I'm sorry?
That's on Cox's liability?
Yeah, the guy that's heading it up, well, this particular piece is Ash Construction, and I called him up Saturday morning, and he took care of it immediately. He had it taken care of within well, he called me back within, 15 minutes of me calling him. Got a hold of AT&T, had a ticket out, they were here within 3 or 4 hours, had it taken care of. So it was lickety-split, and we are out. No, it is not us, because we did everything. I've got copies of all the call slips and documentation of that, so absolutely, we do our part.
Good. How was that mistake made? I mean, did somebody misread a blueprint or something?
I have no idea.
This was all underground boring, right?
Yes, and it right over here by the hangar.
I guess I had more faith in them than what I should. But they can read quite precisely vertical
Right.
distance
I would have said yes.
from a magnetometer at the ground surface level.
That's the quickest way you find a gas line, actually. is
Just
stick a
Right,
shovel
right.
underground.
Drill it.
Yeah, so that's how you find them.
Yeah. Is there anything for pilots relating to the spill and prevention control? Is there anything people who use machines should know about any new rules there? On number 8?
There's not any new rules, it's just, if you see something, say something. If you see any fluids, anything leaking, if you happen to see a lock that's not attached, if the fire extinguisher's not there, anything like that, that's mainly what we're looking at. Your placards on the tanks, if they're missing, we'll be in violation of that. But anything like that that's gonna, draw attention, that's mainly what we're looking for. Any leaks. And of course, anybody, when you're doing your fuel sump, we're not supposed to be throwing that out on the ramps either, because they look at that too.
Put that back in the
Yeah,
tank.
yeah, and with a gas jar.
Even if it's got water.
Yeah. I carry an empty quart of oil bottle.
But what we like to do though with the updates and stuff, every year we have an Oklahoma Airport Operators Conference. I know you guys are familiar with that. And we do always have those fuel updates and stuff. Should anything change, always keep you guys informed. If there's anything you guys can be doing, definitely bring it to the board. Always bring it out in the emails, let you all know any best management practices we can be doing, better housekeeping rules. Okay, other happenings on the airport. Senator Inhofe visited the airport. I know you all know that. That was kind of neat. He was real anxious to come in and use our runway. Tried to come in, or wanted to come in while we were closed, of course.
Again?
Yeah.
Done that before.
That's
So,
how it is.
he refrained, but it was pretty neat. Had a nice visit with him. And then we had a nice visit with the Oklahoma Army National Guard, Blackhawks visit. Those guys, great bunch of guys, hung out here in the lobby for a while. It's pretty neat. The Blackhawks they were on were brand new. They had less than 300 hours each. Got to sit in one. Yeah, that was kind of neat. So maybe next year I'll get to go for a ride in one, or whenever they do it again. But yeah, that was pretty neat to have them here. Got an opportunity to put both those events on Facebook. Got a lot of feedback from it. The wildlife management, we have, ongoing wildlife on the airport, and we've been calling the Wildlife Services, USDA. They're notified and performing checks to take care of the problem. With all the trees around us, it's going to be an ongoing problem. There's really not a whole lot you can do until we eventually get our 8-foot-high, 3-strand barbed wire, 8-foot-high fence, 3-strand barbed wire on the top, connected completely around the whole airport. That will cut down a lot on that problem. You still have coyotes digging underneath the fences, but it will help a lot. Okay.
Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, let's move then to item number 5, discussion of runway 1634 project.
Okay, got a chance to go up and look at the runway markings. Looked great, had a lot of comments on them. The final inspection for the runway markings will coincide with taxiway alpha. Also want to address Board Member Geib's concern about the hump on the approach runway 34 from last month. Talked to the engineer, and the concern last month was curious if it was supposed to be, Board Member Geib asked about the big hump, and curious if he was supposed to be in the original project or not. And the response that I got back from the engineer was that the scope of the project was to do a pavement maintenance project for the runway as well as to evaluate the smoothness of the runway. They also did a sub-consultant who provided a profilograph, I have to say that slow, profilograph with testing results where they compared that data to the pavement cores that provided us the thickness of the runway. Basically what they're doing is they're comparing the thickness of the runway. Can they go in and grind down? The only way to fix that area where it's, dipping is to grind it down and get it smooth again. So after looking through the condition and comparing the results with the existing pavement, that they determined that the runway was not a candidate for grinding. It would do it harm than it would good to do that. So the next option would be to remove those panels to correct for smoothness. So being that the project did not allow for that as far as money, that was not in the original project.
Did you get measurements as to how high it was
That,
versus the surrounding grade?
I didn't ask that. Yeah. They came to the conclusion that the thickness, if they had grinded it down any more, then the integrity and the weight bearing capacity would not.
This is similar to roadway scarification
Yeah. process
where they have diamond grinders. They just level it like it was so much plowed field with a lot more noise and dust.
A lot more dust, yeah.
Is there gonna be anything
So-
in the future on putting that in, that
Well,
project?
I've asked about that, and we can put that in our 20-year, absolutely. I've been researching as far as why it happened, how it happened, and I'm still looking more into that. It's kind of an odd deal that you've got, I know the way the runway is you can't see from one end to the other. So when you're building this runway, the way that it's built, then you come down and you add something to the end of it, you're gonna wanna continue that crown. But it seems, and I don't know what happened, it
Seems to me like
seems
it's down. a
they
little
just
bit.
continued to put it straight.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just by looking at it, just something.
Is this right at the threshold, or am I just landing long?
At the taxiway, if you look up at this picture over here,
You know where the taxiway is going out there?
This one right here?
It should be about 200 feet in, because that's where the displaced
Yeah,
threshold.
that-
Right
right
there,
about in
yeah.
that
Right here,
area.
it's low?
It's
Yeah.
low from there on out to
Yeah.
the end.
And right
And
there,
there's a
where,
hump right past it, north of it.
The hump is right
North
past the
of-
Numbers.
North of it.
As-
North of the
Other way.
taxiway.
North of the taxi,
Right in
right?
there.
right
Yeah.
there.
It's just a good place to launch.
it just appears that when they added that they just added it straight instead of continuing with the profile of the runway. It's just an assumption, I don't know for sure.
So I've been doing good by landing low.
Yeah, you land long, you never know.
So basically with the project, the longitudinal, the bigger issue was the longitudinal cracks. The hump is not a safety issue.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's a nuisance, but it isn't a safety issue.
Thanks for checking on that.
Uh-huh, you're welcome.
Okay, any other discussion on that?
So always take off to the south, you don't have to worry.
There you go.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Item 6, taxiway A project.
Taxiway Alpha is complete. At the time I wrote this, it would be ready on Saturday. It was ready on Saturday, completed on Saturday, September 3rd. Final inspection was projected for Wednesday. It is now projected for Friday, approximately 10 a.m. The state project manager is hard to schedule on such short notice. But the paint's down and taxiway edges are looking good. We got just a small little crack that they'll come back. What we're gonna do is do a walkthrough, have a punch list, and then we'll address those punch list items. We will close the taxiway for those punch list items. The runway will not be closed again when we do our punch list items. We pretty much did that. So we'll be doing both those final check through.
Okay. Item 7, discussion of omnidirectional approach lights, the old project.
Yeah, it was really neat. Last Wednesday, September 2nd, I got to get a sneak peek at those on. Those were really, really neat. Got out there on the end of the runway, went to take some video to show y'all and put it on Facebook and even send it to you. And the guy said, don't even try. Yeah, because of the frames per second. So I'm like, darn. So we'll get those.
It's the same effect that makes your propellers curl.
Yes, exactly. I was like, that's no fair. So anyway, we're gonna do the check on those. It's supposed to be Wednesday. Supposed to be doing that tomorrow. It's still ongoing. We will turn those on probably later on in the day. At the same time we're doing that, we're also, part of this project was to include the breaker and main panel. To upgrade that, the airfield lighting will be upgraded from 150 to 200 amp, and that's due to the increase of electrical load on the airfield lighting. So for future projects, when we bring something else lighting in, we'll have that already amped up and ready to go. But those look really nice if you guys get a chance to drive out the road over there. It looks so neat. And then Coit and I are going to be shown how to repair those. So yes, we'll go up in the bucket truck. We're not gonna climb up them, but we'll go up in the bucket truck and then tilt them down and learn how to do it. So it'll be pretty interesting. I'm excited about learning that.
Good. Item number 8, discussion of the airport pilot lounge project.
Okay, on August 18th, the approval was given by City Council to solicit bids. We will receive those bids on September 29th. There was an ad put out Saturday for those bids. I was told today by Myers Engineering, they put the ad out, and there should or will be soon something on our City of Guthrie website, also for the pilot's lounge. Want to address board member Roger Harm's comment from last month about the exhaust fan. And yes,